enhancing student outcomes, advancement in assessment strategies, and inclusive pedagogy in physical education webinar wrap-up.
For the expected outcomes, improve assessment practices in physical education, implement inclusive pedagogical approaches, enhance teacher professional development, promote agency and autonomy, and promote equity in physical education.
The discussion breakdown in 4 sessions. Session 1, Rethinking Assessment in Physical Education. Session 2, Inclusive Pedagogy in Action. Session 3, Student Agency and Equity. Session 4, Professional Growth.
For our summary, Mr. Junray's status webinar was timely call for PE teachers to shift from traditional methods to more inclusive student-centered approaches. Through reflective tools like the PE Identity Line, educators visited their experience to better connect with their student needs. Mr. Estados highlighted the move from performance-based assessment to those focusing on growth, effort, and participations. Key strategies such as the Universal Design for Learning or the UDL, differentiated instruction and collaborations were discussed to ensure that every learner feels value. Emphasizing students' voice, equity over equality, and importance of continuous professional development. The session ended with an action and planning activity that inspires educators to apply this meaningful change in their practice.
The webinar led by Mr. Junray Estado provided valuable insight into inclusive and student-centered teaching in PE. Clearly structured and engaging, the sessions encouraged active participation through interactive activities and reflective discussions. Mr. Estado emphasized shifting from traditional performance-based methods to approaches to prioritize growth, effort, and student voice.
I genuinely valued how in-depth and pertinent the webinar subject of inclusive pedagogy was. Regardless of origin, ability, or identity, the seminar gave us, as educators, important insights into how we might more deliberately design learning environments that empower all students.
The webinar offered valuable information on the different topics. The speaker effectively covered all agenda items and organized each part clearly, making it easy to follow. Participants were highly engaged, enhancing the enjoyable and dynamic learning atmosphere. The speaker included interactive activities, allowing participants to reinforce their learning. At the end, there was time for reflection, where participants shared insights that deepened understanding. The speaker welcomed questions and encouraged open dialogue, making everyone feel valued. This exchange left participants inspired, marking the webinar as a memorable experience.
I can say that this session is a success for us because all of us are focused on creating the session on more engaging and meaningful discussion. It also met the intended objectives. This session started and ended on time. It was also a success since we tend to be more curious and displayed a lively exchange of questions and discussions. The resource speaker also commend us for being respectful and participating in session actively.
The webinar's ability to change education perspective towards more inclusive and growth-focused practices was one of its main achievements, while the introduction of practical strategies enabled teachers to create more equitable and supportive learning environment. The use of reflective tools such as the PE Identity Line helped teachers relate their experiences to the needs of their students.
Mr. Junray's status webinar was a powerful reminder of how physical education can evolve to become more inclusive, equitable, and student-centered. It successfully highlighted the need to shift from traditional performance-based assessment to approaches that value progress, effort, and participation. My takeaways also include the importance of Universal Designs for Learning or the UDL, differentiated instruction empowering students through voice and choice. The session also emphasized the importance of prioritizing equity over quality to help every learner to reach their full potentials.
Some circumstances, such as prior work commitments and internet stability, can hinder the success of the webinar. Additionally, the program itself plays a big role, as it serves as the roadmap for the session. The flow should remain interactive and collaborative. Time management in each segment of the program is also crucial for its effectiveness.
Things that we need to improve is we need to make some brainstorming before the webinar start, and also brainstorming for the successful of the webinar, and also add some more speakers to give some more knowledge.
As a newly hired public teacher, this topic is very helpful to me. The webinar was very clear and informative. You can tell that the speaker is very knowledgeable. Our speaker, Mr. Junray Estado, not only talks about personal growth and professional development, but also some approaches that enhance my knowledge about teaching and teaching physical education.